Hey, welcome back to the SBP Podcast Mobile Filmmaking. I'm your host, Susie Botello, and you are listening to episode 170. Thank you. That's how I want to begin the end of the year. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you to all of you for listening, you individually, specifically. Because I know you're listening, you've tuned in, you've somehow made room in your life to take maybe about an hour out of your time to escape with me. And I appreciate you for doing that. I also appreciate you for sharing our film festival and for sharing our podcast with your friends, your family, your colleagues, your fans. I wanted to share that statistics for podcasts are kind of ridiculous. I don't really look at them very much, but I wanted to share a few things with you. First of all, if you share your email by subscribing to the newsletter for us, I'm not collecting emails. I just want to make sure, because of what's happening in social media, that no corporation is going to say, well, you know what, we're not going to show you the SBP podcasts announcements because they're not paying for advertisements to reach you. I just don't want that to happen. I'd rather have your email and have you get a newsletter that says, hey, we're doing this, and here's the latest episode, and here's who's in it, and a few other things. I'd rather do that and update you through your email than anything else, because things are just kind of sketchy when it comes to social media. And that's one of the big items, the big ticket items, I guess, that's happened around the world with social media. It's been flipped around upside down and knocked against the wall or something. I mean, especially if you're a creator, you know what I'm talking about. So don't think that I'm out here pushing the newsletter because I'm collecting email addresses. I should tell you, S. Botello Productions, my company, SBP, has never once, now I started the company in 2006, never once have I shared an email address from anybody without asking for permission. And something like that is sort of, has to do with the film festival or something like that. I just don't do it. And so I also don't sell them. I just don't. Doesn't matter who it is, whether it's, one of our partners or sponsors or collaborators. It doesn't matter. I just don't do that. So if you share your email and subscribe to the newsletter, just know I'm actually one of those few people that is going to hold it, not share it, not sell it, and not going to abuse it. I don't like to spam people. You know why? Because I don't like to get spammed. And if you're listening to this and you're saying, well, Susie, you have my email because, I submitted to your film festival, or because I emailed you once, or whatever it is. Guess what? That doesn't mean I'm going to add you to the newsletter. I only add people to our newsletter after getting permission. Now, if you and I are super good friends and we're involved in this and I feel like, you know what, you're going to enjoy this, I may add you, but I'll probably send you a message and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to add you. Okay. So this is how it works. Email addresses, they're personal things that I have a lot of respect for. Like you, I have a lot of respect for you. But again, I want to say thank you for listening, tuning in and listening. It just means the world to me. I know that you're listening from the United States, mostly from California. It's one of the things that I found out when I looked into the statistics for the podcast. And there's a few other places. And I was like, whoa, you're listening all over the world. And I've known this, but not specifically. And so I'm going to name some countries here. Now, listen, if I butcher the pronunciation for your country, you just let me know. I'm so sorry. But here's some of the countries, just some of them: Hong Kong, United Kingdom, Australia, Netherlands, India, Slovenia, Canada, Germany, Russia, Mexico, Czech Republic, Ethiopia, Bahrain, Denmark, Bolivia, Brazil, Dominican Republic, France, Ghana, Myanmar, Portugal, Singapore, Taiwan, Uzbekistan, and a few others. I so apologize if I butchered it, but you know what? To every one of you listening from one of those countries, thank you. And I hope that this hits you a little closer. I know that you're there, and I'm talking to you directly, and I can't thank you enough for listening. And now, I wish you the very best in 2024. I wish you peace, happiness, prosperity, and safety. Definitely lots of safety so that you can realize your dreams, so that you can work on the things you want to work on, so that you can hug the people that you want to hug, and so that you can make other people happy in the way that hopefully you're happy. And I hope this 2024, this new year, brings everything you've ever dreamed of your way and much more. I hope you're happily surprised with what 2024 brings to you. And now, let's go and talk to our panelists, Joey Min and Ryan McDonald.
We are Fade into Film.
Hey, Happy New Year, Joey and Ryan.
Hello.
Hey, everybody, how's it going?
Yeah, there's that signature welcome or whatever that was. What is that? Well, let's name it something. Let's brand it, Ryan.
It's just the McD hello, I guess.
The McD.
The McD hello.
I love it. Hey, you guys, are you ready to end the year? You ready for this to be over with?
Oh, I want things to end this year, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm okay with the year ending if things that this year had is also ending.
Yes. Yeah. How about you, Ryan?
I think that the end of the year is fastly approaching in a way that I haven't quite put my finger on. So like it's hard for me to comprehend that it's ending now. But when I look back and I have scripts that I didn't finish, and so on one hand I'm kind of like, well, that sucks. I failed in that hand. But on the other point though, I worked on several like short film productions throughout the year, one of which that I directed, and also just the handfuls festivals that we were in with different films. And so I kind of look back and I'm like, I remember when I look back and feel accomplished when I look back and I think about like working on Sophia's like short film that we shot in our house. I remember saying that was like February, and I was like, I want to do something like almost every month, and I didn't shoot something every month, but at the end of the day, there was still like 5 or 6 projects I was involved in. So I feel fairly happy about how 2023 shaped out. So.
Yeah, I would
awesome
say you definitely like almost one every other month, basically. So
Yeah.
That's pretty good. I would say, I mean, first of all, you know what? Let's say hello to our friends from when we started, because let's face it, we started this panel, the Fade into Film panel, this year in the summer. And let's say hello to the people who helped us in the beginning that came on board. Jason Rivera, Happy New Year, man. I hope that this new year brings it on for you in very awesome ways. And we hope to see you in April.
Hey.
Yeah, it was great chatting with Jason and learning a lot, especially from his perspective as being a composer on the films. And him and I've continued to chat since his last episode, and hopefully, one of the great things about us collectively speaking is it's possible that we'll all collaborate someday, and hopefully there'll be that moment for us. So
yeah, Joey, got any words for Jason?
Oh yeah, like the year is ending, right? And I hope first off, happy holidays to him and his family. And I hope that, everything this new year, new opportunities, new beginnings,
Yeah.
I wish him all the best.
Yes.
And yeah, dude, I mean, eventually I know I'm gonna meet you guys because I'm gonna go to one of your
You're going
film
to
festivals.
the film festival this
Yes.
April. Yes. Well,
Yes.
They are coming down.
Yeah, San Diego, we're on our way.
Yes.
Do it,
We got
do
the
it.
airplanes are getting ready. They're putting on the bolts, getting the wings ready, set up for flying these guys down to San Diego. Meanwhile, the fish are getting ready to be fried for fish tacos. And we wish the same for Erica Taylor, who we all know as E.T.
Yes.
And for Levi, who'll be back next year. Gee, that's at
I
literally
mean,
2
he's
weeks
had a
from
busy,
now.
he had a busy few months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes,
he's
he
been
did.
globetrotting,
Yeah.
pushing his movie. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And we're still promoting. See, this is what happens, guys. When you win best feature film or best anything or first place or whatever, I'm promoting you all year long. And then every other year or whatever throughout the year, I just sprinkle you out there so that people don't forget about what you accomplished. Because that's what I do. I promote. Yeah. So again, Jason Rivera, E.T., and Levi Austin Morris, freaking awesome. Have a wonderful new year, and we wish you the very, very best. And now,
Miss you guys.
yes, we do. But now let's talk about you guys and what you've been up to, because here's the thing, guys. We should go back a little bit and share a little bit about Ryan and Joey. I mean, we've had like 100 episodes since you guys started, it seems like. But we go into our discussions and things like that, and I wanted you guys to know Joey has had a lot of success this year as well with his projects and his filming and stuff, right, Joey?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little.
Yes. It's life has changed drastically in the last quarter of this year, definitely. I mean, I guess I could say it now. Like, I guess it's been announced or whatever. Basically, I have become, and even in Mike's words, I'm his action director now, Michael Jai White. He's one of the, right? He's one of the, I guess, last martial arts, action actors out there. And he found us at a film festival, and so that's what we're doing now. And I did not know how much stress it is to work at, like, when the budget of the production goes up. Oh man, stress gets higher, way higher, right?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, it's
so
kind of
that's-
like washing those expensive clothes, right? It's like, you can't just put regular detergent on there.
Well, no, but see, that's the thing though. Like, and I think this is why I also want to say to people that do, filmmaking, it's like everything that we're doing. Like, I didn't go to film school, right? Hence art school dropout, whatnot.
Right.
But art school dropouts, right? And so I didn't go to film school, and I learned everything on my own in terms of like how to make a film, right? And since I started with doing fight scenes and action, I moved on from that. I mean, like, I still am very much an action guy, but like, I'm more of a director. I'm a filmmaker, right? And I've had a lot of people as I've been doing filmmaking for the past like 15 years or 20 years for myself. I've had a lot of people say that, oh, your style doesn't work in a real production, quote unquote real production. And that's horseshit, because like, I think any filmmaking style, you definitely could scale up. But what I realized, I think from my perspective, that once we hit, like, I think filmmaking, we already are, like, filmmakers that film, we already are making films, right? Like up to like 95%, it's everything that we're doing is filmmaking, right? But just to go from that 95 to that 96% to have that quality of your production, that costs like so much more money just to add that 1 extra percent. And from the 96 to the 100% of like what it looks like a real film, it just exponentially gets much more expensive.
And also,
I realized
they get riskier as far as like they got more to lose. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but I guess what I'm saying though, like, you know, in the roots of filmmaking, like for everyone out there that, you know, like even filming on your phone, everything that you're doing, definitely, if you had the money and you scale it up, it would look like, quote unquote, like real film, even though we're making film. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's one of those things that got me hyped after seeing like, you know, actually manning like, you know, a 30-man crew, you know, and I'm like, oh, I'm, you know, like I'm directing now, right? But everything that I do normally, like literally it scales up and it's like, yeah.
That's the journey and the things that happen along the way that are preparing you, right?
Yeah.
For the day that you can, and then you go, whoa, I don't know if I can handle that. And then all of a sudden you do, and you're going, I was prepared. How did I get prepared?
Yeah.
You were preparing for that the whole time.
Exactly. And I think that's what I was saying to people too. Like, you know, I think YouTube is definitely a great platform to practice your filmmaking. I mean, obviously not everyone's film is for everybody, which that should be a good thing. But like the idea that, you know, working on YouTube and I was just writing small scripts, like first it was like little sketches, then like, you know, to like full scenes, then to like full, you know, like full shorts. Like it helped me build from something like, oh, here's a joke, all the way to like, here's a feature film length movie.
Yeah.
Because that's just a progress, right? I think in a weird way, before I used to make fun of YouTube, even though I was being part of it, but I realize now it's, I developed quality through quantity. And, you know, with YouTube, you make stuff and obviously you're going to, like, a lot of your shit sucks. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very vulgar.
No, it's, you know, it's passion, Joey. It's passion.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Because like, that's why I will never take down any of my films, because I want people to see like, oh man, this guy fucking sucks, right? There's a point. And now he doesn't suck so bad. Like that's where I am now, right? Like I still suck, but at least I'm not like, it doesn't super suck, right? So, and that's the thing. And I think like, you know, I've been talking to people about that, like, hey, you know, don't lose hope. Like what you guys are doing on the phone or like, you know, your Sony or your Canon, like that's filmmaking. Like working in a higher budget now.
I know,
or whatever.
it's like it
not makes me love.
Thing. It's not one thing. Filmmaking has many fingers. You know what I'm saying? And you're practicing them all at the same time, and they're all becoming stronger. And the one thing that you have been mentioning in this podcast episode, you know, in this program in Fade into Film, and on the other episodes that we did with you and Stephanie, was the fact that your YouTube channel that you were creating with all your content and everything, what it did was it was almost like an exercising. It was like you were building up the muscle, you know?
It's like, like martial arts, you know, you know, drillers makes killers, right? You gotta keep working on it, because literally the second day of that production, like I got put on the spot and they were like, hey, like you have 67 shots and you need to do this in a very short amount of time. And I'm like, what the hell? Right. And then like, you know, but I just did what I did and, you know, we did it. Obviously there's like a little bit of shortcuts, but like it, you know, that's what it is. It's like the years of training of doing this, you know, making the indie films, and you just like kind of revert back. Hey, but now this time, you know, the only difference is that I had like, you know, a whole sector of like G&E, and then I have a camera crew and I have a DP, and like they're listening to me, even though they had no idea what was happening, because I was moving at like lightning speed, right?
Nice.
You know, and plus also I think I also kind of found out too that not everybody in the film industry is in it for film. Like they don't know film.
Yeah.
You know, you could have somebody who's like, oh, like I'm a cam op, but I have never seen a movie in my entire life.
What?
You know, and that's like the weirdest thing, right? Like I was like, whoa, right? Like, okay.
You mean
so, like,
they've never seen a movie made, but they've never watched a film?
There's some people like say like, okay, like, oh, okay, who are you? Oh, I'm the PA for the background stunts or background people. Okay. Doesn't know, like hasn't ever seen a single film in her entire life.
God,
you know, like stuff like that.
I would think someone way out in the Amazon hiding somewhere.
Oh, there's just some people who are just like, you know, oh, I'm just, you know, I'm transport for this film. but they're not. They don't care about movies. They don't know anything about movies.
Yeah,
they're just
I know what
they
you
just
mean.
drive. You know, they just drive, and it's good money.
Yeah,
You know,
they're like riding
So
in the
that's-
back seat playing video games while they're, you know what I'm saying?
but that's it. So yeah, that's my
No,
turn
that's
of
pretty
events this
awesome.
year.
That's really inspiring. See, guys, you know, someone who's
right.
got
Yeah, like all indie, right? And
Yeah.
you know, this is also coming from the fact that hey, I also make movies on a cell phone.
right.
And like here I am. Like it, you know, it proves to like the method is there. As long as you guys know the basic roots of filmmaking, you definitely could scale it up. It's just literally money. That's the only difference that Hollywood has over us. If you
Yeah.
can tell a story, you can tell a story, and if you can show it, you can execute it perfect. But literally, the only thing that we don't have is the millions of dollars that they throw at like, you know, a shot that takes like 3 hours to do for 2 takes because like I don't know, because somebody forgot something. Like
Yeah, no, it is tedious work. It's tedious work, and the expectation is raised so much when you're doing that. All right, listen, let's do this really quick. I'm watching really quick, right? Let's talk about something that, first of all, damn, Joey, you got me all
What's up?
excited over.
Well,
my
over-
bad,
got
yeah.
me
Well,
all
first, I
amped
want
up,
to
you know?
I want to say before we move on, you know, congrats on all your success on that end, and
Thank you.
and you know, next time you get called out to one of those Michael J. White shoots. I did go to film school, but I will be the filmmaker who I'll be the film student who serves him coffee, if that means like just getting me anywhere near
hey man,
near
yeah, dude,
talent and sets like that. So
I really don't know what power I have. I'm going to I'm like everything just kind of like dropped on me. But
Yeah.
dude, definitely if I have power, I'll be like, hey, I want to bring some people on.
I don't even have to. It's like it could be the lowest below the line kind of thing. Like again, I'll serve just coffee on set, like just to be around it. And then but it kind of a funny little anecdote. When I was I went to the University of Central Florida out in Orlando, and they would get so one of our professors, he was part of the academy, and so he would get pre-screeners, and then we would have a little film night. We would watch some of these like pre-screeners that would come in, and so there's a double feature that we did where we watched Precious, and then we chased it with Black Dynamite that same night.
Yeah.
and those two are very drastically different moods, but it was a lot of fun.
Right.
So
All right,
no, I
so
get- definitely.
so here we go. Okay, so Ryan's asking for a job while he's on the air.
yeah, I didn't even ask you.
I mean, dude,
Let me know
we
where
gotta
I
help
need-
each
I'll-
other.
I'll
That's
just
the
walk
that's
on
the whole
set.
point.
Be like,
Yeah,
sorry,
dude, we gotta help each other. That's
crash the party.
Because if we don't, who else, right? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, now obviously too, if you the thing too with the industry, I mean, I don't know. I've realized
That's
too,
what I
like
wanna
with
talk
the
about.
all the generations, it's like a lot of industry babies that are part of it. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a grip because my uncle was a grip, and I'm like, what? That's a thing? Like,
Yeah, that's always
You're-
been a thing.
I mean, but that's not it's not any different than any other industry. It just happens to be the industry that we're
Yeah.
speaking of, right?
No,
And
but
so-
our in this industry, the entertainment industry, is very much like that. It's if you don't know those 6 people,
yeah,
it's very hard to get in.
I mean,
You know,
they,
so-
they,
that's the thing too, right? Like,
they probably say that about a job at McDonald's. Like it's who you know. You know,
It's
so
not they
like-
say it. I've known some people on the inside that say that have told me this. You know, look, everybody. I can't tell you how many people, because I know so and so, or I worked on so and so even before the film festival and everything, that have said to me, Susie, you know people, can you get me in? I'll just be a PA or something like that. I'm like, it just doesn't. It's not as easy as that,
just said
you
it
know.
right now.
But it also, but it's
like
also
2 minutes ago.
I know it's exactly what you said, but it's at the same time, it's like when it's people that you don't know well, you know what I mean? They're just asking for that. It's really hard because you're putting, if you don't work out, that's my reputation that gets on the line because it's
Right.
that
And-
tight.
It's kind of, I mean, for me to be even in this position, like it's like I guess it's kind of like luck, but at the same time, I've been doing this for like
Yeah.
20 plus years. So sooner or later, I mean, I'm sure there was eyes at least, and I have, like people have seen my work through one way or the other, right?
Yeah.
It's just somebody just took a chance on me. So I'm very much blessed. But seriously, it's kind of weird though. Like once I'm on set and like, certain people, I guess for certain departments know that I'm somewhat of a department head. People talk to me like they know me, and I'm like, I am socially awkward, dude. I don't know how to take this,
Yeah.
But they're like, oh yeah, what's up, Joey? And I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah, there's
And
a
in my
lot of
head, it's like,
kissing
stranger
on
danger.
sets. Yeah.
Like stranger danger. Yeah.
Well, and there's some people that go on sets. I mean, I've worked on sets where there are people there that, and people talk about them. So and so thinks that they can just come over here and network, and they're just and they need to put in, and things like that. I mean, it's like whatever. You know what? Let's talk about this year. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about 2023 and what it's done. With some of the things that we've talked about, remember when we couldn't get off the AI bandwagon? I would say that in 2023, do you agree with me? The most popular topic that everyone's been talking about, especially in the art industry, which involves filmmaking and writing and drawing and everything, right? Is AI.
Yes. I mean, I guess that's just what they were talking about, right? Like the whole
half the strike was about the AI part.
Yeah.
So we're not going to talk about AI, though. We're going to talk about something else, guys. We're going to talk about holiday movies. What do you think?
Hey, that sounds delightful.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll start with, you know what, Ryan? I know you have some movies on mind, but we're going to start with Joey. Joey.
Oh my gosh.
We're going to start.
Actually, wait, that caught me off guard. I actually don't know.
What would
I
you
don't know
say
a holiday
is your
film.
favorite holiday movie in the whole world right now?
Oh my!
Let me make that a little more difficult for you, right?
Yeah, that's actually a little.
When you were growing up,
know.
was there a holiday movie that you really were like, I don't know, don't say Home Alone, even though you might.
No, I don't. I actually don't have a holiday film. Like I know that sounds silly, because like I know the whole thing with Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie
Right.
or whatever, but like I never really. No, like I don't have a holiday film. I guess if there's like a feel good stuff, the only thing I can think of is like Bruce Almighty or something, but I don't think that's in the holidays.
I don't think it has any holiday in it.
Okay, Ryan, we'll talk. Well, let's go to you and talk about some holiday movies, and maybe Joey, think about a holiday movie while you're listening to Ryan or something that you feel that you could have made with your phone.
Well, because you mentioned like Don't Say Home Alone, and what's interesting is that like when Home Alone came out, I think for many years I didn't consider it a holiday film. I didn't think of it as like a Christmas thing, but as now that we're like 30 years past that, it does feel like it's
really
something.
30 years?
Something like Macaulay Culkin's like in his
He has
40s.
2 kids.
Yeah, so like
he has 2 kids and he's very.
So now it does feel like it's like, well, it is a holiday film set around Christmas and the various other things. And so it kind of comes to mind. Now, I do watch Die Hard, and I think that the appeal for obviously there's this argument, it's like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? And but I think the appeal is that like it just kind of changes the genre a little bit of what we consider holiday movies. Whereas like oftentimes they can become like kind of sappy or feel good, things like that. And Die Hard allows the rest of the audience who's not really in love with everything about Christmas to still enjoy Christmas and something else at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it. So like it's like with that Die Hard, Lethal Weapon, it kind of just gives me a break for a second from the full onslaught of Christmas, and allows me to enjoy both pieces. I haven't seen the latest movie. what's it called? Deadly Night, something like that, where
Silent Night. Yeah, dude, I was gonna watch that.
And I thought to
this
myself, I was
week.
like, that's exactly what I need. I need one of those.
Oh
movies
man, yeah.
Where it's like
the John Woo film. Hell
yeah. Where it's like I need that and Christmas at the same time, and that will help kind of like help me through this time period. There's a movie that I think is very forgotten, and Ted Demme, who passed away prematurely about 10 or 15 years ago. His brother's Jonathan Demme. But they did him and Dennis Leary made a movie called The Ref in the early 90s, but I think 1993, 94, and it is set around Christmas, and Kevin Spacey before Seven, before American Beauty, Kevin Spacey, and him and his wife are like in a bitter divorce moment, but they're still married. And then like Dennis Leary is a jewel thief who has been basically caught in a small town. He has to get out as quick as he can. He takes hostage this married couple. This is Kevin Spacey. This other actress whose name I apologize, I don't know, but she's incredible. And he doesn't realize like he kidnapped a couple that is ready to divorce each other. And yet at the same time they're having their entire family over for Christmas dinner. So he has to pretend as though he's not the kidnapper, that he's actually their therapist or something like that. I like that movie quite a bit, and it's set on Christmas, and it's kind of a forgotten thing, but like it's not about Santa, it's not about the Christmas spirit or anything like that, but it is certainly
it takes place in Christmas time.
It takes yeah. And for me, I'm not that person who wants to play Christmas music in November. Like I want to wait until the last minute to start that kind of stuff. So
because I just realized too, like a lot of I know there's a lot of rom-coms that are like like in the theme of Christmas or something.
Yeah.
And I don't know if like something I would watch, but there's some. I know there was something that I watched recently with Chris Yang or something like that. Like it's like a Christmas film. Because like he came back to his house, but like he had like I think he had some female stranger act as his girlfriend or something, but because like wait, like Sleepless in Seattle, isn't that a Christmas film?
The one with Tom Hanks?
Yeah, wasn't that in Christmas? Sleepless in Seattle?
It's fairly close because they meet in the wintertime.
Yeah. I thought it was like Christmas and like she had to like spend. She was or is that or
well,
You Got Mail? You Got Mail?
That, yeah, where she's like dragging her.
Yes, You Got Mail was in Christmas
through this.
Yeah,
snowstorm, but
so no, I actually don't have a holiday film at all. I was like looking at a list and I'm like,
what about Gremlins though?
That's listed as
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
I know, but I think that one is totally Christmassy. I mean, in a morbid way.
No, it's definitely worth revisiting. Something that we watched recently, the whole family, is Christmas Vacation. And there's some really interesting like gags in the movie that you don't see a lot today. So the setup being like Chevy Chase's family to go pick up a tree out of the wilderness, and it's like full of sap when he like finally brings it home. And then there's like this like 2-shot, it's probably about 5 or 6 minutes long. There's no edit, there's no cutaway, just Chevy Chase and Beverly D'Angelo in bed while they're doing this dialogue. And Chevy Chase is like reading a magazine. Everything he touches, the sap on his hand is like taking the page with it to a point where it even like attaches the lamp and attaches like her hair. And it's kind of like a side gag in the middle of a conversation, but it's the movie. If you rewatching it really doesn't have like a plot, but it has like a story, it has like a setup. That's basically just like trying to have like a good Christmas. But there's nothing. It's not. There's not like a ticking time bomb on a bus that you have to go solve kind of thing.
Oh man, if Speed was a holiday film.
Here's something fun. Let's pretend. What if Quentin Tarantino was to make a holiday film? What do you think that would be? What do you think? What would you expect?
strippers, a lot of feet.
It'd be Krampus killing Santa Claus.
Yeah, just
Really.
yeah, Santa Claus who's not like a good Santa Claus.
Lots of shotguns.
A lot of shotguns, a lot of like whip zooms, and like and there has to be a scene with him in it, that's
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like so to me one of his favorite films was Pulp Fiction. The scene in the car, that to me, when they're messing around with the gun, the gun, and the guy in the back gets his
Marvin
head blown away so randomly and so realistic in a way, because it's like you could see something like that really happening, but in movies you see that and nobody really gets blown away, but they did. I just loved that. I was laughing my head off when I watched that the first time I watched it, and to me it's like one of my favorite scenes. It's like the whole movie is kind of long, but I just remember that one. To me, that's my favorite scene, just because it was so random, like so unexpected. So boom, there we go, that guy's gone now.
I remember when I saw Jackie Brown when it first came out. I saw it in theaters, and I had read the book by Elmer Leonard, and I still laughed really hard when like Sam Jackson shot De Niro, even though it wasn't even set up as like something to laugh at. I just thought it was funny however it happened.
It's like, they're gone. There you go. Bye.
But so question though, are you guys the type of people that would watch holiday films during the holidays?
I've done it to be, so I watch a lot of horror films, and like the other night I can't even remember what it was that I was watching, and it's also because of the way things are right now going on in the world, that I really need that escape, so I'll watch a real horror film, and then I go, oh my God, I need to watch something a little happier, you know what I'm saying? And those some of those holiday films are kind of cool, just to, it's like hors d'oeuvres. All right, it's like, oh, I have like Ryan sells hot sauce. Ryan, I don't know if you know this, Joey. Ryan will eat the hottest hot sauce that will kill people, and he goes and does competitions for it and stuff, right, Ryan?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I
can't do spicy either.
So it's like that, and then you go, well, I'll have some brie and crackers,
Yeah, give me. Yeah, I'm down with that.
Yeah, but like it's like a mix. It's like, oof, that was harsh. Okay, let me watch a I keep calling them Hollywood movies, but they're holiday movies.
For me, sometimes the darker the movie or the deeper meaning behind the movie is more cathartic for me than like the escapism of them. And I get quite irritated with movies that are just pure escapism, in a sense of like an example would be like a Gerard Butler like rom-com that has no weight or meaning really behind it, and everybody just gets together at the end. And
I like some of his.
It's funny
films.
how out of
I
love Gerard Butler, but it's funny that out of all of the rom-coms you can think of, it's like Gerard Butler.
Well, because he did that like one with like Katherine Hagel. Yeah. I'll be honest, I didn't watch the whole thing, but like I saw the ending of it where they're in the hot air balloon, but sometimes those movies are just so silly, stupid. But I do enjoy watching horror films through Halloween time, and I feel like I can always watch a horror film anytime. But I won't sit and just watch any horror film because I don't want to watch just crap cinema though. At the same time, I subscribe to Criterion Channel, and so each October they start loading up like the old silver screen kind of stuff. So I'm able to watch like Dracula. This last season that went by, I watched the original like Jekyll and Hyde and Black Cat, a couple of other like Bela Lugosi, plays Frankenstein. How am I missing this? Come on, guys.
I think you need some eggnog.
Yeah. What's his name? Did Frankenstein? Boris something. Anyways, the film community is gonna stab me on this one in the heart. But anyways, so I enjoy kind of like combing through those, and they had like a 90s horror section, which was like In the Mouth of Madness by John Carpenter, which is a film I've always liked. And then and I watched Ravenous with Guy Pearce. And even though the October's over, I kind of still really enjoy that section of Criterion's like and
Well, yeah, that's your favorite genre, though.
But it's getting there. Yeah, I like contemporary films, like a movie like Heat, where it's like set in like modern day, but now it's, of course, the movie's like in the 90s. But so those kind of things. And I think when it comes around to like the holiday times, I do it more for just because it seems like the thing that the kids want to do. So
what I like in
right
action
to watch, like,
films,
Home Alone or something like that.
You guys were talking about, or Joey, you were talking about, Jason Bourne films and stuff like that. What I like about them is it's not the fights, it's car chases and chases. I love those. I find those super fascinating. I also happen to know that they're really hard to edit, because trying to follow a sequence of left and right and where they are in perspective and all direction and how fast things are going is really not easy to do. But I just watched Gran Turismo with I don't know if you guys saw that.
That's a new movie, right? It's from the guy who did District 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really good. I mean, I literally was crying and I was sitting on the edge of the couch at the same time.
Dang.
It was really good. It was very gripping. It's about basically a gamer. It's based on a true story. So
yeah, it's a real story.
So and actually the real the real protagonist in real life did the stunts, Joey, for that movie. Yeah,
I heard.
So I really loved it. And to me, it was like, wow, way to end the year, because that was probably, I would say, just because of all that it encompassed, it just felt to me like that movie was the top dog for me this year. And then they, in the credits, they show you a little bit about what it took to make that, because they do use CGI and things like that. Obviously, you're not going to go on a racetrack and start filming. So they had to do it with CGI with some of that stuff. But it was so well done, can I stop raving about it? If you haven't seen it yet, go see it. Orlando Bloom is in it. He doesn't have, even though he's one of the protagonists, he doesn't have that big of a impact as an actor in that film, though. It was mainly the guy who's in, what was his name, Joey? The sheriff in the
Stranger Things. He played Hellboy.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot! His name always escapes my, like, I know his face, but definitely I keep forgetting his name too. Yeah.
And there's a movie where he plays Santa, like killing everybody.
Saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, Violent Night.
That's what it is.
That was good. He was drunk throughout the whole thing, and he was kicking butt.
The character or the actor?
The character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, not. It's like.
I believe he's a recovering alcoholic, so that's what I was wondering.
So he's really good.
Yeah. I was like, he's drinking the whole time, huh?
Yeah. No, those are good movies. And I would say, the other thing about holiday movies sometimes is like, well, it's more about that whole, the faith, the hope, that kind of a mood, the magic of Christmas, that kind of a thing that sometimes makes a good it's not going to leave me, holiday movie to watch is about that. It's a movie that makes you feel that kind of, brings it home in that sense.
Bruce Almighty.
Right? I mean, whatever. Just movies like that really make you feel and, bring hope to relationship movies. I always felt like The Hobbit was really about friendship. Like if I had to sum up the whole movie, like what was it about? It's about friendship and honor and loyalty to your friends, you know?
I haven't seen The Hobbit, but I've seen Lord of the Rings.
Well, it's not. So yeah. So that would be another discussion. I can't believe you haven't watched The Hobbit.
Discussion for another day.
Yeah.
You'd think, right?
Yeah.
You'd think that.
But that's also another holiday movie. I remember during the pandemic, I think I watched them all throughout the holiday season. All the Lord of the Rings and all the Hobbit films.
Like
that's like a lot of hours.
Like I've never seen. Yeah, like I think one of the things too, I know I've never seen a Harry Potter film.
Oh, I
Really?
would say that's
like I know nothing about Harry Potter.
Damn.
Or I think I saw one before with a friend, like back in high school, but it didn't make sense because I thought they're wizards.
You're like,
right?
what's with the stick?
But they're like in London. Yeah, but they're like in London and like they're in like an apartment and the walls start moving. I'm like, what the hell is going on? I don't understand. Like, you know, so. And I know like Steph and Angela, they're like, hey, you gotta watch it when they don't like. You know, we went to like Disney World before. We're getting like butter beer and like turkey legs or something from, and I'm like, what is all of this? Like, I don't understand what's going on. Like,
yeah,
you know,
no, I would say that's another holiday favorite. You know, because I think holiday films don't necessarily have to have Christmas all over it. Like, again, I think it's the vibe. So, well, what do you guys, you guys got any holiday messages for our filmmaking friends?
oh, it's for the holidays. Like, I hope you guys get the next piece of equipment that you really want, the next piece of gear. Because I've been asking Steph for a wireless video village for the past year, and she keeps saying, but I wanted a wireless so I could like walk around with it because I'm one of those directors that have to walk around.
I walk around a lot when I'm on the phone.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. What about you, Ryan? You've already got your killer microphone. What else do you want?
Well, I hope to have another good productive year like the one I just had, and I hope that for anybody out there, I wish that I hope that the next great idea that you have that inspires you to write and create and you know, pull the phone out of your pocket and start shooting something. I hope that comes to you. Set some goals and as far as like when you want to shoot it and how it's going to happen. And I have a script right now. Brandy and I we're each writing a screenplay, and we were like, okay, what's the deadline? And I said Christmas. Now this is only like 2 weeks ago. Now we started way ahead of time. We're both of us are past like our 60-page mark, and I was like, okay, Christmas, and she was like, wow, that's really quick. And I was like, well, but if I say January, then I won't have it done till February. So I have to say Christmas because it's kind of alarming, and that means I'll have it done by New Year's. So, so kind of like just, you know, put the dates out there. So I hope that for the new year, for anybody else listening, I hope you get inspired. Hope you have a great idea. Hope you put some dates down for yourself when you want to have the script ready and shooting it, and look forward to seeing what you guys put together in the new year. So.
Sounds great. Like that.
I'm going to take this time to say that what I want is to say thank you, actually. I want to say thank you to you guys, for one, for being a part of this show and enlightening me and our listeners with your incredible stories and giving your voice, and you're representing a lot of people together. And I appreciate you for that so much. So I do want to say thank you to you guys. I know that sounds really cheesy, and I tell you thank you all the time. You know that I'm your biggest fan. And so I'm really grateful for you guys, you know, being on the show. And I want to thank all the people throughout this year and who've been a part of our podcast. who've been a part of our film festival, who volunteered, who have supported it, who have been a part of it and come out to San Diego, sent me emails discussing the film festival and mobile filmmaking. I'm just, to me, to have a platform where instead of, saying thank you up in the air, out the window, you know what I'm saying? That I know you're listening and I know you get to hear it, and I'm going to take advantage of it. And that was my Christmas wish. Would be, if anything, my holiday wish, whatever, it would be maybe that I get to meet you in San Diego. You don't have to be a part of the film festival, but if you're listening to the podcast or whatever, come on down, because I'm always talking about it anyways. Would love to meet more people. I know I'm going to meet new people this year as well, and I'm going to see some familiar faces. And I'm looking forward to meeting you in person, Joey, as well.
I'm trying to get there. Let's just hope there's no production.
Let's just hope there's no snow blizzards in April. So happy holidays to you guys. Happy holidays, Levi and Jason and E.T. and everyone else out there. Thank you for listening to the show. This is the last one. I feel like it's like the end of times. But this is the last show of the year, and I think it's a great one to end it with.
Definitely.
So thank you all.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3. Goodbye,
Goodbye,
listeners.
listeners.